I'm Kell Woods, I'm a published author, and I've done several classes at the Australian Writers' Centre to get there. My books After the Forest and Upon a Starlit Tide are both historical fantasy retellings of fairy tales set in a real place and a real time. After the Forest is a retelling of Hansel and Gretel, and Upon a Starlit Tide is a mashup of Cinderella and The Little Mermaid. So before doing the course, I worked as a librarian. I had children, I was a mum, I was sort of quite busy, and I had studied creative writing at university, and I was looking for something to get back in to brush up on those skills. And so I came upon the Australian Writers' Centre and their online course, Novel Writing Essentials, and it was just fabulous. So the process of becoming a published author and getting After the Forest published for me really began with that course at the Australian Writers' Centre. That's when I kind of made that decision to focus in on the writing and try and chase that dream that I'd had since I was 6 or 7. I found so many things useful in the fiction writing courses. Practically, they were fantastic because the online courses you can work at your own pace, which if you were like me, when I was doing these, I had small children, I had a day job, I had a husband, I had a life and other commitments. So the fact that you can work through them at your own pace is fabulous. And also just the content. The content was amazing. You're getting like hard-won nuggets of gold from really successful, really talented authors who are sharing all that knowledge with you. It's invaluable. I started with the History, Mystery, Magic course and then was able to start pitching to agents, and that's how I got my agent in the UK, which then led to a 2-book deal in the US with Tor. When I found out I was going to be published, honestly, I think it took me about 18 months to even accept that it had happened. I think I was just in shock for a good year. I'd wanted it since I was a little kid. I'd worked really hard. I'd had rejections, I'd had the whole gamut of the experiences, and it was just amazing. Such a great feeling. I have recommended the Australian Writers' Centre to friends and people I hardly know actually many times, especially when I've been asked by people what the best steps are to get published and how to get into that. Because I think investing in the craft and learning from people who have run through it, who have experience, who know the publishing industry, who know technique, that's what you need. It's just the best way to polish your technique, to learn skills and to get that really beautiful information and support from writers who have done it all before. Plotting and planning is one of my most favourite courses that I've ever done. I love to see that narrative structure, and in that course I learned how that narrative structure works together, the different beats of the story and how a story is made, like how you pull it together. It's a fantastic course. Even if you're not a plotter or a planner, it's still a really interesting course because you can see the shape of stories. Through working with the Australian Writers' Centre, I discovered so much about the technique and craft of writing, how to make that better, how to really work towards being published traditionally. And I also discovered a whole lot about other types of writing too. I did some copywriting courses, and so now my day job is in copywriting and content editing. So I've done a whole bunch of different things, and I've just discovered so much about a lot of different types of writing and how it all works. It's been amazing. If it wasn't for the Australian Writers' Centre, I probably wouldn't be a published author. Like really, I think that doing those courses was what changed everything for me. It's what helped me make connections with amazing authors who are friends now and who are supporters of mine. And it was the best decision I ever made, really.